What is up, people? Welcome back to the home to the lamest taste, the Vinyl Casket. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, all at one word, the Vinyl Casket. We can subscribe, like, and comment, hit the bell for much, much more. We are doing episode 10. Why did I say episode 9? Episode 10 of the Rewind Reviews series. Check out the playlist, guys. I really do appreciate it. It is a great playlist. It is one of my favorite series that I've been doing for the last, I believe, year now. Basically, Rewind Reviews is when I go into usually a series, a trilogy, a TV series, a franchise, and I do an overview. I rewatch them or watch them for the first time in full in consecutive order. Maybe I've never seen one of the films. Maybe I've never watched them back to back. Maybe I haven't seen them since they came out. So I watch a series in that order, in the correct order, and I do overviews. We've done Star Wars. We've done Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. And I believe we did... We also did Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts. So we've done all of them. We did something that I have never fully seen back to back completely thing. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Episode 10 of Rewind Reviews. Spoiler alert, actually, also. Boom. We have The Hunger Games. All the 4 original Hunger Games movies. This is Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay Parts 1 and 2. The prequel movie, Ballad of Songbirds, is it Songbirds and Snakes? Of Songbirds and Snakes, which came out in 2023 last year. It's currently 2024. That movie will be getting its own review because it is less than a year old or around a year old. I will be doing a in-depth review because that is a recent movie. That's one of the other stipulations here. I try to gear away from recent movies. Like, I will say so far it's a great movie. I haven't finished it yet, but when I do next week or so, a singular in-depth review will be in there. So I will be talking about these 4 movies. And then when you want, you guys can in tandem either watch the prequel review before or after this. So these movies started being released, or based off books, and started being released as films in theater in 2012. So you got 2012, 2013, 2014, and then 2015, which is one of my favorite things. They were consecutively made. So I'm assuming the same theory as I did with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit is that these movies were booked and billed, and these actors stayed with this recording team from start to finish on all 4 films, like in a row. They probably never stopped filming. They just kept staying on location for 3 years. And every time they finished filming, the editing team got content, and then they just kept editing and making the movies as they got the content. And that's what I'm assuming, based on these release dates, which is really cool. So let's get over it. Visually, amazing films, amazing franchise. I think the way it's shot is great. I think the transitions and editing throughout all 4 films is awesome. Visually, I have no problem. Acting is pretty solid. There are a few characters I think are stale, but they have minor roles and minor appearances, and that could be the actor's ability and not really the direction or writing. But I think the main characters, the main actors in this franchise do what they need to do. I don't think anyone gave a stellar, amazing, Oscar-nominated performance, but I think it's solid. It did the part and really established the character. I really enjoyed watching this. Obviously, I probably wouldn't have gone out of my way to see this if I hadn't really wanted to. I'm looking for my... Where is it? This isn't it. Boom. Where is my reviews? There. I have my numbers up. All right. So obviously there's 4 films. I did 4 ratings. And you kind of see starts high, gets really high, stays, and then goes down. but not much. They're really solid films. They're all within the 4 to 5 range for me. So I'm going to start a little bit about the story. I personally liked the second and third movie the most. I think the first movie is really good. Reminds me of how much I like the first Maze Runner. I like these situations where they have zero control and they're kind of tossed in and they got to figure it out. I really like the first movie. I think the first movie is great. I think visually that's the one that feels the oldest, and it is. And it feels like after that, the second film, it feels like it's like standard definition HD, in my opinion, on like just the whole technical aspect of those two films. But they're still great and they still are, well received, in my opinion. Okay, so first movie's awesome. I really like how they established the world we're in, and we go kind of into building these characters really and getting glimpses of how big and what this world's like. And then we get into the games and it's just hell breaks loose. It goes crazy and we get to see a really technical, fast-paced movie. And I really like how the ending of this movie goes straight into the beginning of the next one, which was probably my favorite. I really like that. I like the celebrity status. I love how there's still issues in the districts and how they kind of meld that all together and work with it, and how President Snow kind of says, okay, we're going to screw you guys over, and then does the quarter quell thing, and we get an even crazier Hunger Games this time, now with it only being made of victors. 2 victors from each district are forced to do this, and the victors are anyone that has won a Hunger Games has been kind of catapulted into a figurehead of being a celebrity to used by the Capitol to push their agendas. So like now you have all these people that everyone in all these districts know and like and have watched and they're fans of. Very interesting. It's kind of also interesting to see how long some of these survive, because obviously there's an age limit in which you can get picked for the Hunger Games. So a lot of these adults that we're seeing in this Hunger Game, won when they were much younger, which is kind of cool to see. You get a very large range of ages in this Hunger Game in the second movie, and I thought that was cool. I thought the way that people teamed up with each other and the whole, just the environment that they were in with the lightning storms and the overflow of water, and that was such a cool improvement of the first game, and I thought that was great. Especially you get a new game maker. That was really cool. And then that movie also ends in a crazy way that goes right into, like, it ends. She breaks the dome and they say it goes straight into Mockingjay Part 1. And Mockingjay Part 1 is super close to being like a top tier movie with Catching Fire, and I really enjoyed that. And I love the building of District 13 and this rebellion, and we get into basically start forming a whole war movie, and then it goes into Part 2 and just really solid. It's just a really solid movie. I really like how it ends. I really like the movie at whole. I love the series. I was a big fan, and I was hoping I would be. I was very nervous in the first movie if I was going to like this or not, and I love it. So obviously we'll do rankings. Obviously I talked about I talked about acting. I talked about visuals. Story's great. Obviously the books are very well received, and now we're gonna do ratings. We have, where is it? First movie gonna give a 4.5. Second movie and third movie get a 4.8, and then the final movie gets a 4.7. So I really do like them. I think they're great movies. I highly suggest watching them back to back. I think that's the only way that this series should be watched is back to back, because the ending of each film literally feathers right into the next film. Like there's no backtrack, there's no recap, it goes right into it. It's a consecutive event. You are reading a consecutive story here. They did that so well and so interestingly. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm very excited to review the prequel movie, so stay tuned for that, guys. Maybe I'll tag it on here. Check out the playlist for the rest of the Rewind Review Overview series. This is awesome. I really enjoy this. As a whole, I'll give the series Hunger Games, I'll give a 4.8. A 4.8 as a whole. And with that being said, guys, get in the comments. This is the Von Casket, home to the lamest taste. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, where you can subscribe, like, and comment, hit the bell for much, much more, and do me a massive favor and stay lame.